Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions, where we're pretty much going to be talking about, did Ellen DeGeneres delete Stefan Twitch Boss? Yeah, that's right. That's what we're going to talk about right now. Pretty much, Judge Joe Brown was on a show. We're going to pretty much be reviewing that particular clip where he described Ellen as evil. That's right. And he said he witnessed this with his own eyes and his own ears. He said that this woman was very, very rude, evil, every name in the book. So we're going to take a look at this particular clip and kind of put the pieces together. This clip is coming out of The Real Donna YouTube channel. The Real Donna YouTube channel. That's right. We want to talk about this particular situation because it's something else. And I don't know, man. It's like it's one of them things where we gotta examine this, find out exactly what's going on. Because if the judge is saying it, then it must be true. Because he said he worked with her. He said he was there. He's seen. He knows what's going on. So, I want to talk about it. Kind of hear what he got to say. And hopefully we could gain some answers from this. So without further ado, let's take a look at this particular tape. Again, this is coming out of the Real Donna YouTube channel. And she was having a discussion with Judge Joe Brown. And I think she always have these topics with him. They always talk about different issues. So let me get this volume going so we could talk about this information right here, find out what the judge has got to say. Because it's always good to hear different perspectives of different people so that we can find out the truth. Because, a lot of people, they're going to side with Ellen because, some people are just emotional. But the reason why it's good to listen to differences of opinion is because that's what makes social media fun. It makes it interesting because we get to hear different perspectives. A lot of times we just like to join the get along gang and everybody's saying the same thing, and it's like it's boring. Sometimes you need to hear a difference of opinions. Sometimes you need to hear something that you don't want to hear because it makes the conversation different. It makes you realize that something ain't right. So let's play the tape, find out what's going on. Shout out to everybody in the building that came through. Appreciate everybody coming by. Let's get right into this. Let's find out what's going on. Let's see.
Two more things that I forgot to mention. DJ Twitch of Ellen DeGeneres show. Are you familiar with Ellen DeGeneres show? I think is canceled now.
Ellen DeGeneres show. She was the nastiest acting somebody I ever had to work with. She was rude, crude, evil. She was sexually abusive to the females that worked on her show. I saw this.
Wow.
That woman came at me
that
after
wasn't
they
why I was
asked me.
bringing it up.
After they asked me to do her a favor, so her show would not.
We got to rewind that back, fam. We got to rewind that back. That was crazy. Let's go.
Be canceled for low ratings.
Hold on. Let's go.
Two more things that I forgot to mention. DJ Twitch of Ellen DeGeneres show. Are you familiar with Ellen DeGeneres show? I think is canceled now.
Ellen DeGeneres show. She was the nastiest acting somebody I ever had to work with. She was rude, crude, evil. She was sexually abusive to the females that worked on her show. I
don't know why she put the smiling face there because I don't really think anything was funny. By the judge saying that she was rude, crude, and evil, it's not really a laughing matter. It's a situation where it just goes to show that Twitch must have been around some very toxic people. If you really think about it, Twitch must have been around some toxic people, and you already done know the world that Ellen lives in, right? You know that world. And in order for you to be around her, you know, sometimes you got to be in that world. This is why earlier in the stream this morning, I talked about how I believe that if there's a possibility that Twitch deleted himself based on the fact that TMZ claimed that he left some sort of note talking about his past struggles or challenges, my thoughts on that is the only logical explanation that he could be struggling with. I mean, when you say you're deleting yourself due to your past struggles, when you think about what a man can be struggling with, his wife would know, right? His wife would know about his struggles, right? Shouldn't he talk to his wife? But we don't hear no mention of his wife talking about him being depressed or struggling with anything. The only logical argument that you can have in this situation is that Twitch may have allegedly been struggling on the DL. Because if you really think about the show that he was on, if you really think about the lifestyle of Ellen, if you really think about all the different people that even been on her show, and then you consider Twitch, and you start to put two and two together, things start to make sense on what he was struggling with. I mean, what else would he kill himself for? And it could have been a possible situation where somebody was about to air him out to his wife. Or perhaps his wife may have had certain thoughts. Maybe they have had arguments regarding these struggles, and they just kept it on the low, on the hush. And for whatever reason, she must have found out something. Perhaps, allegedly. Because what else would a man delete himself for? We're going to talk about that a little later. But let's get back into the show. Find out what the judge got to say.
Two more things that I forgot to mention. DJ Twitch of Ellen DeGeneres show. Are you familiar with Ellen DeGeneres show? I think it's canceled now.
Ellen DeGeneres show. She was the nastiest acting somebody I ever had to work with. She was rude, crude, evil. She was sexually abusive to the females that worked on her show. I saw this. That woman came at me
that
after
wasn't
they
why I was
asked me.
bringing it up.
After they asked me to do her a favor so her show would not be canceled for low ratings, I showed up and that woman wanted to get in my face. Didn't you hear me say to put that robe on? I said, didn't you hear me to tell you I'm here doing you a favor? We're out of here. KNBC 4 from New York. Call me back. Please, Judge, would you do us the favor? I know she's obnoxious to deal with.
Okay.
Obnoxious to deal with. Now, the judge is giving you first-hand information about Ellen DeGeneres, right? I'm not going to say degenerate. I'm not going to say that. I mean, I'll let the judge say what he want to say. If I have more information, then I may just call her degenerate too. At the same time, the judge have first-hand information of working with her, said she was rude, crude, and evil. You understand? So you know by the expressions on his face that he know something about this woman. And it could be a possibility why this brother is no longer here. We're going to also do a review of someone else that did a video regarding Ellen DeGeneres that raises a lot of questions. Raises a whole lot of questions on what's going on. Let's get back to the tape.
But that wasn't why I brought it up.
Now, well, I know he's supposed to be endorsed by her.
Right, Stephen
makes it
Boss,
suspect.
Listen.
I'm suspect.
Listen.
I'm not a good person to ask about this.
That's not. It's not even about her.
Yeah, it
Stephen
is. If he got an endorsement, it's about him
can
through
you
her.
let me talk?
I understand it's her show. At the same time, when it comes to social media, Donna, if I can offer you some advice, let the judge talk. All right? Understand that even though it's your show, the people want to hear what the judge got to say. That's what we're here for. Right? Even though I'm doing this live stream right now, the people don't even want to hear what I got to say right now. They want to hear what the judge have to say. So let me play the tape before they start getting mad at me.
Go ahead. I read the story. You sent it to
What
me.
story? What story?
That thing about him being, somebody that was, I think that was young brother Johnson sent me that thing, Bernard, about him disappearing, and he had been basically seconded and approved of by Ellen DeGeneres.
No. And this
that isn't it.
This is why I need you to stop interrupting me.
Well, I thought that was the story I was reading. Go ahead.
You hear the name Ellen DeGeneres and you just go haywire.
Yeah, anybody she endorses.
It's not about her.
Well, okay, what is it about?
It is about Stephen Boss, aka DJ Twitch. He was a DJ on her show and he committed suicide yesterday.
I can see why.
Yeah, he said I could see why. Wow. The judge knows something that we don't know. I could see why, the judge said. That's deep. The judge said, I could see why. Amazing. Let's rewind back that part right there. That was interesting.
Side yesterday.
I can see why. All right. He was a DJ on our show.
Stephen Boss reportedly left his house unexpectedly. He left his cell phone. He left his car.
No, he didn't leave his cell phone. No, he didn't leave his cell phone. That's a lie. Got to get your story right. And says that he put his cell phone on airplane mode. You understand? It didn't say that he left his phone. No. Said that he put his phone on airplane mode because he didn't want nobody to track him. If his phone was home, that would be irrelevant to even say he left his phone home. It would be pointless to put it in the news. You know? But maybe she made a mistake in what she said.
Went to a hotel and shot himself in the head. He was 40 years old. He is was his wife. He left his wife, who was 34, and 3 children behind. She emphasized to law enforcement.
The judge already know this is BS in terms of the suicide. I could look at his facial expressions. He's like, look, you just believe that just like that?
Out of character, his actions were so much so that officers considered listing Boss as a critical missing person. It says it was earlier reported that Hochler reportedly ran frantically into the LAPD station saying her husband had left home without his car, which she claims was unlike him. And
that's what I'm saying. That report that was missing. Mm-hmm. He worked with Ellen DeGeneres.
He did. He was the DJ on the show.
Yeah, and that takes a lot. She keeps the temperature at 80 degrees.
No. Okay, but listen, you as a judge.
There.
See, at right this point, the lady should have just let the judge rock out again. The judge is giving you history on what's going on. Remember, he's the type of guy that gives you a lot of history, the background of everything. He breaks it down. You know what I mean? So when he's speaking, sometimes as a host, you got to just fall back, even though it's your show, let the judge rock out. You know what I mean? That's what makes for a good show, a good interview, and it's entertaining at the same time.
You as a judge, honey, we're not
No,
saying
I'm talking about
we ain't saying
background
that's why he
circumstance.
did not
Poor
commit
man
suicide because of
probably
her.
went crazy working
Right.
around there with her.
No, we're not doing that. What I'm saying is we don't know what somebody is going through, and we should check on our
You
friends.
got a whole lot you got to go through to be able to work with that person on a
I
regular
can't even
basis.
use this.
Wow. You got to go through a lot just working with Ellen DeGeneres, according to Judge Joe Brown. This is crazy.
As a clip because of what you just saying. You are actually trying to say that, are you insinuating that this man did what he did because of her?
If he worked around her, he had to be marginal to work around that woman for more than 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
That was horrible. I've never seen anything like that.
She just saw you for slander for saying something like that.
It's not slander. It's true. Everything I said. That's what she got canned for the last time.
That's your own opinion. You can't say that.
It's my opinion. Now prove it's not
he
true.
Probably committed suicide because of the stress that
it's first.
Notice the judge said prove it's not true.
Amendment, damn it. That he made himself a spectacle. I can comment on that under the First Amendment.
I was trying to have a compassionate moment with you.
Wow.
It's not passionate. It's
I was trying to have a compassionate moment with you about mental health, people committing suicide.
See, she's on that mental health, people committing suicide stuff, the same bandwagon everybody else is on. I'm not on that train right there, fam. I'm just thinking logical. And I think the judge know good and well that something is wrong concerning this man's death.
You know, checking in on our loved ones and our friends. If we know somebody that suffer with depression or anything, helping them get help. I was trying to pull that out of you. No?
Why? You work for that despicable character who got propped up for what she did over and over by Hollywood.
The judge is roasting Ellen, bro.
When she never had a successful show, not one damn time.
Wow.
And that was reports coming out that what could have triggered it is that he had some bad investments and people taking his money. And that somebody coming out with that theory, but
there's only one person that came out with that theory, ma'am. Only one person. You understand? Only one person started that. That's not the entire public that's saying that. We talked about that the other night.
Yeah,
I had one of my best
come out of his whole life.
Boom friend, my law partner, April 4th, 1980, supposedly committed suicide. It was a mess. It's not the first time I've encountered somebody, even people close to me, who've killed themselves, allegedly.
Allegedly, I like that.
I don't know.
So
what we're hearing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is Judge Joe Brown is talking about how Ellen DeGeneres is quote unquote evil. This is what the judge pretty much said regarding this particular woman. And it's just crazy because he described what it's like to work with Ellen DeGeneres. He said she was very, very rude, crude, and evil towards everybody that she was working with. And that's why her show was canceled. And that's why the ratings was down, because she was very difficult to work with. So the question you got to ask yourself is, what exactly was Stefan, what was the type of conditions he was really working under? And could it possibly be that Ellen DeGeneres deleted Stefan Twitch Boss? Could it be that she may have lined them up for a blood sacrifice? Could it be possible? Because we're going to also review another video by another YouTuber that did a video, and he was pretty much breaking down how it seemed like everybody that was working with or appeared on her show or had any sort of connection with Ellen DeGeneres is all of a sudden dead. So it's like, wow, what's really going on here? Let's take a look at this again. It's crazy.
Two more things that I forgot to mention. DJ Twitch of Ellen DeGeneres show. Are you familiar with Ellen DeGeneres show? I think it's canceled now.
Ellen DeGeneres show. Wow. She was the nastiest acting somebody I ever had to work with. She was rude, crude, evil. She was sexually abusive to the females that worked on her show.
Now, whoa, we gotta unpack this now. She was sexually abusive towards the females that worked on her show. Let's unpack that. We gotta talk about that one right now. We gotta talk about that. Now, we know the kind of lifestyle that Ellen DeGeneres live. It's very clear. But now the judge is accusing her, Ellen DeGeneres, of being sexually abusive towards the women that worked on the show. Could it possibly be that women, or yeah, I would say that. Could it be possible that certain women that worked on the show may have not want to be somewhat intimate with Ellen DeGeneres? Or there was perhaps sexual harassment going on and the women that were on the show may have talked about it, but nothing never happened to Ellen DeGeneres because of who she was? Could that have been it? Because the judge he's literally letting the cat out the bag. Let's rewind the tape. Listen to what he said.
I've had to work with. She was rude, crude, evil. She was sexually abusive to the females that worked on her show.
Sexually abusive towards the females that worked on her show. Now, how can you be sexually abusive to females that worked on your show? How could you do that? Let's put it in a better way. If you're a female and you work at the 9-to-5 job and you are being sexually abused by your supervisor, what does that look like? What does it look like for a woman to be sexually abused in the workplace? You would call that sexual harassment, right? That's what you would call it, sexual harassment. So it would be safe to say, allegedly, based on what the judge just finished saying, that women that worked on the Ellen DeGeneres show were sexually harassed, may have had Ellen to come on to them, or perhaps tried to say, look, you can have this position in the job if you do this in terms of something sexual. And you know that goes against company policies. I forgot the exact phrase or wording for it, but those of you that are in the working environment, you should know what that's called. I'm trying to get the word of it. Something quo. I'm not getting it right in my mind, but it's something where it's like you're in the workplace and you're saying, I'll give you that promotion if you do this. Something quo. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm pretty sure some of you smart folks out there, you know exactly what let me see. Yeah, quid pro quo. There you go. Thanks a lot. There you go. Look at all the people coming in. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all know exactly what's going on. All right? That means that all of y'all had y'all training on the job where you had to go through all those different procedures to make sure that you know company policy. So that is pretty much what the judge is bringing out right there. Let's get back into the tapes.
I saw this. That woman came at
But
me
that
after
wasn't
they
why I was
asked
bringing
me.
it up.
After they asked me to do her a favor, so her show would not be canceled for low ratings. I showed up, and that woman wanted to get in my face. Didn't you hear me say to put that robe on? I said, didn't you hear me to tell you I'm here doing you a favor? We're out of here.
Wow.
KNBC4 from New York, call me back. Please, Judge, would you do us the favor? I know she's obnoxious to deal with.
Wow. So they called the judge back and basically told him, look, could you please work with Ellen? I know she's obnoxious to work with. This is crazy, man. The judge is letting the cat out the bag regarding Ellen DeGeneres, y'all. Y'all got to pay attention to this. Let's roll back the tape. Let's go.
Not be canceled for low ratings. I showed up, and that woman wanted to get in my face. Didn't you hear me say to put that robe on? I said, didn't you hear me to tell you I'm here doing you a favor? We're out of here.
So she basically told the judge to go put on your damn robe. That's crazy. She was disrespecting the judge And the judge came down there to do him, to do her a favor. He came down there to help her with her ratings because her show was getting canceled because she wasn't getting no ratings. And the judge went down there and she disrespected the judge. And he was down there trying to help her.
KNBC 4 from New York. Call me back, please, Judge. Would you do us the favor? I know she's obnoxious to deal with.
Okay, but that wasn't why I brought it up.
Now, well, I know he's supposed to be endorsed by her.
Right, Stephen.
Makes it suspect.
Listen.
I'm suspect.
Let the judge talk. Let the judge talk. Let the judge talk. You gotta let the judge talk because the judge is gonna pour out a lot of information. He normally do this when he goes off.
I'm not a good person to ask about this.
That's not. It's not even about her.
See, she brought the judge on the show because she wanted to do like one of them type of sentimental type shows on, awareness to mental health issues. We got to check on our friends and family, all that sentimental stuff. That's what she thought the judge was going to focus on. But the judge, once he heard the name Ellen DeGeneres, he just went completely off because he know exactly how she act. And see, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I mean. Sometimes in the public eye, we look at people and we think, okay, they're perfectly fine, but have you ever worked with them? It's just like some of you on your job, you work around people that you're like, man, this person is difficult to work around. You're a team player, you try to get the job done, but working around this individual, it just makes things difficult. And only you know that. And when new workers get hired, they don't know about that worker right there. They look at them with the smiling face and they be like, wow, this is such a nice person, but you haven't worked with them yet. You don't know until you actually work with them. But the judge, he worked with Ellen DeGeneres and he know good and well that she's evil, obnoxious, crude, and abusive towards women. So how come Ellen DeGeneres haven't been Me Too'd? How come? How come she haven't been Me Too'd? Because those are some heavy charges right there, if she in fact was sexually abusive towards women in the workplace, that right there is very, very, very serious. I'm pretty sure if it was a man, he would have been fired already.
Yeah, it is. If he got an endorsement, it's about him through her.
Can you let me talk?
Wow.
Go ahead. I read the story. You sent it to me.
What story?
That thing about him being, somebody I think that was young brother Johnson sent me that thing, Bernard, about him disappearing, and he had been basically seconded and approved of by Ellen DeGeneres.
No. And
disappeared. Wow.
Well, that isn't it.
This is why I need you to stop interrupting me.
Well, I thought that was the story I was reading. Go ahead.
You hear the name Ellen DeGeneres and you just go haywire.
Yeah, anybody she endorses.
It's not about her.
Well, okay, what is it about?
It is about Stephen Boss, aka DJ T-Witch. He was a DJ on her show and he committed suicide yesterday.
Oh, I can see why.
Wow.
All right. He
Stephen,
was a DJ on her show.
Stephen Boss reportedly left his house unexpectedly. He left his cell phone. He left his car.
He didn't leave his cell phone. And his wife is a suspect, if you ask me. His wife is a suspect. Again, we've done multiple streams regarding the case, and it's very clear that the wife is a suspect. The actor, that other guy, that talked about how there's a possibility that maybe Twitch lost his life savings due to some sort of investment. He's a possible suspect as well because he had an issue with some woman, or it could possibly be a man too, because the name that he used could be a woman or a man, but it's some person named Christian something. And he talked about how that person owes him money and how he wants his money and he's not going to basically kill himself like Twitch did, which basically he took a shot at Twitch. And it could be a possibility that maybe Twitch owed him money. Perhaps him and Twitch was involved in some sort of investment deal, and this particular actor lost all his money. and he may have offed Twitch. There's so many different scenarios with this case, but right now, the judge is claiming that Ellen DeGeneres, I said degenerate, it is what it is. It just came out. I didn't even try not to say it. It just came out. But anyway, the judge is saying that she is evil, and he knows firsthand, and I'm going to take his word for it, because it seemed like everybody that get associated with Ellen DeGeneres, they end up dead. They end up dead, people. This is really serious. Blood sacrifices are real. Let's go.
Went to a hotel and shot himself in the head.
I don't believe that.
40 years old.
I don't believe it.
It was his wife. He left his wife, who was 34, and 3 children behind.
No.
She emphasized to law enforcement how out of character his actions were, so much so that officers considered listing Boss as a critical missing person.
How is his character off if all he did is ran out of the house and left? That doesn't even make sense when you really think about it. If he left the house unexpectedly, right? He just left the house and he didn't take his car, but he jumped in an Uber. How come the initial story didn't say that the husband took an Uber? The original story said that he walked to a motel. Put a 1 in the chat if you can recall the original story. The original story said that he walked to a motel half a mile away from his house. That was the original story. Then they switched the story and said that Twitch took a Uber. Why? Because they lied to us. You see that? Look at all the ones. All of those people in the chat is proven that they saw the original story, because we covered everything already. They switched the story. The wife ran down to the local police station. She ran down there. She didn't call them on the phone. She ran down there and said, officers, my husband, he left the house. I don't know what's going on. And they said that she was very frantic, meaning she was very fearful, excited about what was going on. And she was scared. Why? Because she allegedly knew that he was dead already. Why would you run down to a police station, not even within 24 hours, to report all of this stuff as if though he's a missing person, unless you knew he was missing already? Come on, man. She knew he was missing. She already knew what it was, allegedly.
It says it was earlier reported that Hochler reportedly ran frantically into the LAPD station.
Notice that she said she ran frantically into a police station. Now, I want you to picture, ladies and gentlemen, an action movie. Matter of fact, forget the action movie, a horror movie. Picture the woman running because Jason or some monster is behind her, and she's running frantically into a building looking for a place to hide, and she finds an officer there, and she's like, officer, help me, please. That is what she meant by frantically. That is how she entered that police station. She didn't walk in there, hello, everybody, good morning, hello, officer, I would just like to report. No, she didn't report. She didn't come in there like that. She came in there screaming, flipping out, nervous, scared, and they had to calm her down. You know why? Because she allegedly know what happened to Twitch already. It's all being covered up. There is no way that Twitch would go and just commit suicide. With all the things he had going for himself, he ain't gonna just do that like that and leave his family. Somebody did something to this man.
And her husband had left home without his car, which she claims was unlike him. And
what do you mean it wasn't like him? Now, I understand that you're reading the story, but I'm just giving pushback based on what the news is saying. That he left his car, which is not like him. Okay, ladies, you're at home, it's early in the morning, your man just get up, right? He don't take no shower because there's no mention of him showering. He gets up, didn't eat breakfast, he just walks out the house. You see this happening as a woman, as a wife, as a girlfriend. You mean to tell me you ain't gonna walk out and find out what's wrong with this man? You ain't gonna ask him where you going? Like, hey, what's... So if you see him walk out and he don't go into his car, you're gonna see him jump into an Uber, right? So why the wife never reported that? She never said that. That came out the next following day after they realized that their story wasn't making sense, because I did a whole Google map search for the motel and their house. And I did a walkthrough. You know how you do on Google Map when you're trying to find a location, and you could kind of press the screen with the mouse, and you could literally just walk through the neighborhood and find out what's going on. I literally went from their residence to the motel. You got to take an Uber to get there. You just can't walk there. You have to take an Uber to get there. But the initial story said that he walked over there. And I was like, that's virtually impossible. There's no way he could do that. I feel the man was abducted, and he was brought to the hotel, and he was executed. Now, ladies and gentlemen that are in the clouds, if you didn't see my stream this morning, we uncovered some real chilling news. The hotel claimed that they haven't pretty much had any other rooms rented or whatever the case is for the whole week. Which mean Twitch was the only active tenant in that motel. Could you believe that? That particular day, there was no one else in that entire hotel that had a room but Twitch. We talked about it today. It's in writing. The manager of the hotel made it very clear that Twitch was the only one there. And the reason why they put that in the papers is because, remember, they said that he killed himself by way of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. But how come nobody didn't hear it? How come nobody heard the gunshot? And what makes matters even worse, to add insult to injury, if the hotel is empty and there's nobody in none of the rooms, it's gonna echo even louder. So how could the receptionist, how could any security, or how could no one hear nothing? So because of this, the manager told the reporters that only Twitch was in the motel during the alleged suicide, which protects the hotel against any sort of liability or any sort of possible witnesses. And as far as I'm concerned, they don't even have no cameras, which is even more interesting. And it's a damn rundown hotel. It's not even an expensive place. They want you to believe that Twitch just went down, rented out a room in some sleazy hotel to off himself when he could have did that right in the comfort of his own home. Let that make sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That report that was missing. He worked with Ellen DeGeneres.
He
Wow.
did. He was the DJ on the show.
Yeah, and that takes a lot. She keep the temperature at 80 degrees.
No.
Wouldn't
We're
allow
not.
air
Okay, but
conditioning,
listen.
and got nasty with everybody there.
You as a judge, honey. We're not
No,
saying.
I'm talking.
No, you should let the judge judge. You need to let him rock out. Let him rock out. Let him rock out. See, here's the problem. I think that Donna should have let the judge say what he had to say, let him speak his piece, because he knows what he's talking about. He's not giving you bochinche. He's not giving you some he said, she said. He's giving you firsthand information about Ellen DeGeneres, which is going to make the public realize the temperature of the room to as where everybody was working for her. The judge said the temperature was about 80 degrees, which means she kept it hot, real hot.
When he's saying that's why he did not
Poor
commit
man
suicide because of
probably
her.
went crazy working
Right.
around there with her.
No, we're not doing that. What I'm saying is we don't know what somebody is going through, and we should check on our
You
friends.
got a whole lot you got to go through.
Listen, see, all of this checking on your family and all this other stuff, this is the narrative they're trying to push on us as a people. They want us to think that we're all crazy, we're all struggling with mental illness, and we're all out here just waiting to X off ourselves. That's not the case. You understand? This brother, Twitch, came from a family where he had the loving relationship of his mom, his father. He had a wife, he have children, he have success, he have it all. He have a lot of opportunities. It may not be mega millionaire status, but the man allegedly was worth about $5 million, right? So he wasn't struggling financially. So what struggles did this man have that his wife haven't even talked about publicly? The so-called death note that TMZ broke the news about, they haven't showed us this note. We do not have tangible evidence that there was even a note available. So why would we just conclude that he deleted himself because of some past struggles? What struggles could a man actually have when his life was seemingly great? The only logical explanation for Twitch deleting himself for any past struggles of his is if he struggled in terms of living the alternative lifestyle. Perhaps he was molested as a child. Perhaps something happened to him, and due to that circumstances, it made him live a double life. Things like this happen. Do you understand me? And because of that situation, maybe somebody was about to air him out. For example, I'm not sure if you can recall this, but there was a situation with P. Diddy Combs where there was a woman that he was with. And I'm not sure if her name is Kim or whatever her name is, but somebody was coming out with a book. We might have to do a video about that. Somebody was coming out with a book, a tell-all book about this brother's life in terms of P. Diddy and his alternative lifestyle. Kim Porter, there you go. Thanks a lot. Kim Porter, there you go. Right? Somebody had brought that to my attention earlier today. And because of that, look what happened to her. Look what happened to her before she could bring out the book. Are y'all putting the pieces together? She was about to bring out the book that was going to expose P. Diddy. And somebody deleted her. You don't think that made him happy? Well, who you think did it? Who do you think deleted Kim Porter? Who do you think deleted her? Whoever deleted her had to be connected to P. Diddy Combs. And what I'm trying to show you is someone may have deleted Twitch in a similar situation. Do you understand me? He may have had information about somebody and he was going to expose it. Remember, Twitch was also an activist, right? He advocated for the justice of different people. He was very outspoken and vocal. So maybe Twitch was about to release something about Ellen DeGeneres. Wow. Or someone else connected and they decided to delete him. Or it has something to do with some struggle from his past. And they offed him in that motel because he was the only one in the motel. Now, what kind of motel? Have you ever been to a hotel and you're the only one there? Does that make sense? Have any of you ever been to a hotel and you're the only one at the hotel? That's crazy. I mean, imagine walking around a hotel and you're the only one there. You're the only one in the hotel. That's what the manager said. The manager said that Twitch was basically the only one that they rented out because they haven't rented out any rooms in a whole week.
Able to work with that person on a
I
regular
can't even
basis.
use this as a clip because of what you just saying. You're actually trying to say that, are you insinuating that this man did what he did because of her?
If he worked around her, he had to be marginal to work around that woman for more than 4 or 5 hours.
Wow. The woman, Donna, basically said, are you basically saying that Twitch got deleted or offed himself because he was working with Ellen DeGeneres? And he was like, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you had to work around her 4 or 5 hours, you know what I mean? If you had to work around her 4 or 5 hours, you'll go crazy, you know? And for anybody that's in the clouds, you can pretty much consider this in your own world. Imagine you on a 9 to 5 or whatever company, job, whatever your situation is. I'm pretty sure you got that one worker that when you got to work around them, you're like, man, it just ruins your day. It's like, my goodness, put me with anybody else but this damn person, man. Because every time you get around this person, it's like they just have a toxic attitude and it just makes things difficult for you. You know what I mean? You have to go to your supervisor and be like, look, could you put me somewhere else, please? Seriously, I can't deal with this person right here. I'm a team player. I'm trying to do my job. But this person right here, they crazy. I can't work with them. Well, that's basically what the judge is saying. The judge is saying that that woman, Ellen DeGeneres, was very difficult to work with. And he had his own experience with her where she disrespected him on set.
That was horrible. I've never seen anything like that.
She just threw you for slander for saying something like that.
It's not slander. It's true. Everything I said, that's what she got.
Wow. Donna was accusing the judge of slander. The judge said, no, everything I said is true. Wow. And you see, this is a problem with people. A lot of times when we're voicing our thoughts and opinions, people love to come out and say you're slandering someone. No, The judge said this is true. This is true. I'm not making this up. This is true.
And for the last time.
That's your own opinion. You can't say that.
It's my opinion. Now prove it's not true.
I like what the judge said. He said, yes, that is my opinion. Now prove it's not true. Prove it's not true. You know, a lot of times I talk about different things and people accuse me of, oh, I'm wrong, I'm crazy, I don't know what I'm talking about. But the bottom line is the burden of proof is if I say something and you disagree with it, prove me wrong. You understand? That's basically what the judge is saying. Prove me wrong because I'm not slandering this woman. No, I'm not.
Committed suicide because of the stress that.
Well, it's First Amendment, damn it. That he made himself a spectacle.
There you go.
I can comment on that under the First Amendment.
He did make himself a spectacle. Listen, I've watched a video today and I seen some disturbing things that was going on the Ellen DeGeneres show, including Twitch. And I looked at it and I'm like, nah, that's not cool. Why you let her do that to you? That's not, it just didn't look right to me. And I could just tell she wanted to put this guy in compromising positions and make him look crazy. And hey, it is what it is. It probably was very stressful for the man at the end of the day when you really think about it.
Have a compassionate moment with you.
It's not passionate. It's
I know. I was trying to have a compassionate moment with you.
The judge don't want no compassionate moment. The judge is a masculine man. He's thinking logical. He don't have time to be sentimental. You have to understand that. We're men. See, a lot of times, ladies, you have to understand that we're men. We're not feminine. You understand? We're not soft. You know what I mean? A lot of times when you look at us brothers and we get loud or we become very passionate about what we believe, it's not that we're, mean or whatever. We're men. You understand? We're men. We're masculine. That's masculine energy. You understand? She want to have a sentimental, happy moment about mental illness and, the narrative that they're pushing out there because they want us to believe that we're all crazy and we're all susceptible to delete ourselves pretty soon because we're all suffering from depression and whatever the case is. Again, people that normally delete themselves during the holidays is at a high number. We know this happens a lot. At the same time, what would be the motive of Twitch deleting himself? What would be the motive? Could anybody in the clouds answer that question? What would be the motive of a man that have a beautiful family? He got 3 kids, right? He got a wife. He's worth over $5 million. He have all sorts of deals. He have endorsement deals. Just the other day, we did a live stream where Master P said that he was inviting, or he have already invited Twitch to be a special DJ guest at a concert. So that was supposed to happen on January 13th. So Twitch pretty much had a lot of projects in the works. So why would he delete himself during the holiday season when he know his kids need him the most? Come on. And his mom love him. So he's gonna do this to hurt his mom so his mom can cry? Not at all. Somebody murdered Twitch.
Mental health, people committing suicide, checking in on our loved ones and our friends.
Listen, we don't have time to be checking in on people. We don't got time to be calling people all day. We don't got time for all of that. I'm just keeping it 1,000. I don't got no time. I am too busy to be calling and checking in on all these different people. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, people that commit the unthinkable act of deleting themselves are normally people that are feeling hopeless. Twitch had it all. Twitch had a wife, family, money, and success. What could possibly be going on in his life that is so bad that death is better? Bars. It don't make no sense. Somebody murdered him, and I believe that Ellen DeGeneres deleted Twitch, allegedly. I believe that she had some involvement with a blood sacrifice that took this brother out. He was only 40 and he had a lot of life to give. And see, it's normally the people that are full of love, the people that always make you smile, the people that always do. It's just like how they took out, listen, it's just like how they took out the rapper Takeoff. It's just like how they took him out. Young brother, 28 years old. Out of all the things that was going on at that bowling alley, they put bullets in his head. The cool guy. It's the same thing with Twitch. They always sacrifice the person that is the light of the party, the person that got a lot of energy. When you think about it, Twitch had energy. He had that energy that they need for their blood sacrifice. That's why they did this to him. And they brushed it under the rug as a suicide. Look at how they did the brother's legacy. Now his children are going to be raised to believe daddy was a coward. That's going to be in the record books. Daddy left us because he didn't love us. That's why he deleted himself. That's sad. They did a ritual on this brother.
If we know somebody that suffer with depression or anything, helping them get help.
What kind of help? What kind of help? Could anybody answer the question? What help helps a person with depression and anxiety? Because the way I see it, nothing is helping them. The only thing they want to do is put you on medication. Can't you see?
I was trying to pull that out of you. No?
Why?
You see, a lot of times, ladies, you be trying to do these type of things. You're trying to pull out of the judge an emotional moment so you can have an emotional moment. We're dealing with a judge. A judge is supposed to have logical thoughts. He's supposed to think rational, and he's supposed to make sense of situations. He's looking at the situation. He's like, look, Ellen DeGeneres is evil. Pretty much. The judge just told you straight up and down, that woman is evil. There is no other thing. There's nothing else to talk about. Everybody that gets around her seems to die. Again, we're going to review a video where another brother was talking about this situation, and I was like, wow, okay, this is starting to make sense. This is crazy. You know what I mean? And then we're going to do another video where we're going to see the type of things that Twitch had to go through dealing with Ellen DeGeneres, the type of stuff that she had him doing. I'm like, listen, man, ain't no masculine man doing this, bro. Ain't no masculine man doing this. So what's really going on here?
You work for that despicable character who
He called her a despicable character.
propped up for what she did over and over by Hollywood when she never had a successful show, not one damn time.
Wow.
And that was
So what's good about
what could have triggered it is that he had some bad investments and people taking his money, and that somebody coming out with that theory. But
why would a man delete himself because somebody took his money? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. How many of you ever lost a wallet before? How many of you ever had your credit card stolen, or, you know, your identity and all that other stuff? It ain't the end of the world. You can start over. You can get that rectified.
See, that's
I had one of my best
come out of his whole life.
boom friend, my law partner, April 4th, 1980, supposedly committed suicide. It was a mess.
Wow.
It's not the first time I've encountered somebody, even people close to me, who've killed themselves, allegedly.
Allegedly. You know why the judge said allegedly? Because he know that people do, in fact, get blood sacrificed. They know that there are people that murder people, and they label it as suicide. Look at how fast the autopsy came out. The autopsy came out in like a few days, not even a few days. I would say like the next day, right? When he died, you could say like about on day two, the autopsy already is out. On day 2. And they determined, there was no foul play. So you mean to tell me this man that got all this stuff going, there's no foul play, but he's at a hotel where he's the only one in the room in the whole hotel? Nah, somebody deleted this brother, man. Somebody wanted him out the way.
No.
So two more things that I forgot to mention. DJ Twitch of Ellen DeGeneres show. Are you familiar with Ellen DeGeneres show? I think it's canceled now.
Ellen DeGeneres show. She was the nastiest acting somebody I ever had to work with. She was rude, crude, evil. She was sexually abusive to the females that worked on her show.
Notice, sexually abusive to the females that worked on her show. To the females. Now, if anybody got any information about women that may have took it to social media to talk about their experiences with Ellen DeGeneres, please send me any video material you may have to my Instagram at Ringo TV Raw. I would really appreciate that. If there's any women that may have posted anything on social media, anything, they may have posted something on TikTok talking about, they had issues working with her. I need to see that particular video because the judge is pouring it all out.
Well, I saw this. That woman came at me
that
after
wasn't
they
why I was
asked
bringing
me.
it up.
After they asked me to do her a favor, so her show would not be canceled for low ratings. I showed up. And that woman wanted to get in my face. Didn't you hear me say to put that robe on? I said, didn't you hear me to tell you I'm here doing you a favor? We're out of here. KNBC4 from New York. Call me back. Please, Judge, would you do us the favor? I know she's obnoxious to deal with.
Wow. So basically, Ellen, her show was going down the tubes. She had low ratings. Nobody was watching her program. They said, Judge, we know you get a lot of ratings. The people like you. You know what I'm saying? You're funny. You're serious. You're very entertaining. Could you please do us a favor and go on the show? Perhaps it can jumpstart the ratings. Similar to social media like YouTube or whatever the case is. You might be a content creator. And if you can have a particular content creator come to your platform to do a review or some sort of interview, just by the pure fact you have that person on your show, it can boost your so-called ratings. And because of that, they sent the judge down there and she disrespected the judge, told him to put on his damn robe and was very rude and obnoxious to him. And the judge was like, what? I'm out of here. And they basically called the judge back on the phone and was like, Judge, we know that she's very obnoxious to work with, but please, could you do us a favor? The industry, Hollyweird, called back the judge to do the favor.
Okay, but that wasn't why I brought it up.
Now, well, I know he's supposed to be endorsed by her.
Right, Stephen
makes it suspect.
Listen.
I'm suspect.
Listen.
I'm not a good person to ask about this.
It's not even about her.
Yeah, it is. If he got an endorsement, it's about him through her. Can you
let me talk?
No, let the judge talk. Let the judge talk. Man, if you only know, Donna, when you let the judge talk, if you would have just let the judge rock out and just do his thing, he would have went into one of them tangents. Y'all ever see Judge Joe Brown when he's on an interview and he just go through one of them tangents? And he just keep going and going. He started going in and going in. And before you know it, he exposing everybody. You're like, oh, snap. I never knew that before.
I read the story. You sent it to me.
What story?
That thing about him being, somebody, I think that was young brother Johnson sent me that thing.
Now, I want to find out what he's talking about right here. If anybody know what he's talking about at this point, because it's almost sounds as if though somebody was replaced. Let's listen in at it because I want the full story of what he's saying. This is why I'm saying that Donna should have just let him rock out so he could explain what he was talking about because it was some good info.
Bernard, about him disappearing, and he had been basically seconded and approved of by Ellen DeGeneres.
No. And this
isn't it.
This is why.
Now, I don't know what they were talking. I don't know what the judge was saying right there, but it almost sounds as if though someone was, I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'm just speculating. It sounds as if though somebody was deleted or somebody was replaced and maybe Twitch or somebody was put into that position in a certain avenue. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what was he saying because she kept cutting him off. And I'm trying to find out the story of what he's bringing out because he said somebody sent him some info.
You to stop interrupting me.
Well, I thought that was the story
saying.
I was reading. Go ahead.
You hear the name Ellen DeGeneres and you just go haywire.
Yeah, anybody she endorses.
It's not about her.
Well, okay, what is it about?
It is about Stephen Boss, aka DJ T-Witch. He was a DJ on her show and he committed suicide. Yes.
No, he didn't commit suicide. He was murdered. They want you to believe he committed suicide. He got murdered. Make no mistake about it. Somebody deleted him. Somebody pulled his coattail and they took him out for whatever reason. There's multiple different reasons why this man was deleted.
Today.
Oh, I can see why.
Wow.
All right. He
Stephen,
was a DJ on our show.
Stephen Boss reportedly left his house unexpectedly.
This is why they don't like black men that are very outspoken. This is why. When you have a black man, or any man for that matter, that is very vocal, the industry is not going to like you. You do know that, right? When you are very outspoken and you speak the truth about the industry or any character in the industry, they're going to come to try to silence you or try to mess with your money, something along them lines to shut you up.
Left his cell phone, he left his car, went to a hotel and shot himself in the head.
Who does that?
He was 40 years old. He is was his wife. He left his wife, who was 34, and 3 children behind. She emphasized to law enforcement how out of character his actions were, so much so that officers considered listing Boss as a critical missing person.
How could the officers consider him as a critical missing person off of such limited information? Are you kidding me? That doesn't even make sense. That don't even make sense how they would escalate this matter to a critical missing person just like that. Because of a woman running into a police station, basically screaming and hollering about her husband when she claimed that he left the house in the morning unexpectedly, but she didn't go outside to see where he went. She just realized he didn't take his car. Right? And she waited. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have to think about this. He left the house unexpectedly, right? She ain't say nothing to nobody. She ain't called the brother. She ain't called the mother. She ain't called her family. She ain't called nobody. She stayed home the whole night while her and the children are in the house alone, knowing that the husband is gone. She waited the whole night. She ain't called no relatives, no police, nobody. Then in the morning time, she want to run down to the police, claiming that my husband is missing and all this other stuff. So hold up. You saw something was wrong from the beginning. Why you ain't do nothing then? This is not even making any sense. You know what I'm saying? We have about 4,000 people in the building. I would really appreciate it if you could get the likes just to 1,000, fam. Just to 1,000. I really appreciate it. If you're enjoying the stream thus far and you think it's worth it, click that like button. Let's get back to the video.
It says it was earlier reported that Hochler reportedly ran frantically into the LAPD station saying her husband had left home without his car, which she claims was unlike him.
How is that unlike? How is that unlike him because he left his car? How does that constitute a missing person? Maybe he had an emergency. He had to go somewhere real quick. There's been many times you may have left your car home because you didn't want to bring your car to work. Matter of fact, some of you don't even take your car to work. You take public transportation. You don't even take your car because it'll be too expensive to take your car. So you would rather just keep your car home and take public transportation to get to work. So who cares if he left his car home? How does that make it suspicious? And why her story doesn't sound right? That's all I'm asking. I'm just trying to put the pieces together.
And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That report that was missing. He worked with Ellen DeGeneres.
He did. He was the DJ on the show.
Yeah, and that takes a lot. She keeps the temperature at 80 degrees.
No.
Allow air
okay, but
conditioning,
listen,
and got nasty with everybody there.
You as a judge, honey, we're not
No,
saying.
I'm talking about
We ain't saying
background
that's why he
circumstance.
did not
Poor
commit
man
suicide because of
probably
her.
went crazy working
Right.
around there with her.
No, we're not doing that. What I'm saying is we don't know what somebody is going through, and we should check on our
You
friends.
got a whole lot you got to go through to be able to work with that person on a regular basis.
I can't even use this as a clip because of what you just saying. You're
now notice that she wanted to use it as a clip to, I guess, promote mental awareness or mental illness awareness or whatever the case is. She said, I can't even do it because you ran into a tangent with this Ellen DeGeneres. I can't even use this clip now.
So you're trying to say that, are you insinuating that this man did what he did because of her?
If he worked around her, he had to be marginal to work around that woman for more than 4 or 5 hours.
Wow. That's crazy.
Was horrible. I've never seen anything like that.
She just saw you for slander for saying something like that. It's
not slander. It's true. Everything I said.
That's crazy how she accused the judge of slander. That was wrong. I mean, come on now. You're talking to a judge. Like, you don't think he knows better? He just told you firsthand information that he worked with Ellen DeGeneres. He's given his opinion on exactly what he experienced. No different than if a woman went out on a date with a man or if a man went on a date with a woman. You know, they're going to share their experience of what they've seen and experienced. It's just that simple. If the date was good, if it was bad, they're going to talk about it. That's all the judge is doing. He's just letting you know exactly what happened.
That's what she got canned for the last time.
That's your own opinion.
So basically, the judge is saying she got canned or canceled, right, because of her attitude and the way she conducted herself in the business on the set at the Ellen DeGeneres show in terms of how she treated workers and various other people. And I'm pretty sure there was probably a lot of people that came out and talked about it. But again, if anybody have any information about anybody that worked for Ellen DeGeneres and they share their commentary on their experiences, the horror stories, or whatever the case is, and you got those videos, send them to my Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
No, well, it's my opinion. Now prove it's not true.
He probably committed suicide because of the stress that.
Well, it's First Amendment, damn it. That he made himself a spectacle.
He did.
I can comment on that under the First Amendment.
I was trying to have a compassionate moment with you.
About what?
It's not passionate. It's
I was trying to have a compassionate moment with you.
There's no time for no compassionate moment. We got to get down to the bottom line. Somebody murdered Stephen. Somebody murdered him. We got to stop calling this thing suicide. It's not a suicide. He was murdered. And you know what's so sad about this? Again, ladies, to all the women that might be viewing right now, I want you to think about this. I'm going to ask you a question. You're with a man. You love him. You've been with him for a minute, long term. For whatever reason, you hear the news, you get a phone call. Your husband deleted himself. He's at a hotel. Are you just going to believe the story that your husband, and whom you love, y'all got kids, y'all been with each other for a long time, everything always been good, are you just going to believe that he just got up and go commit suicide when he was full of life and looked forward to a lot of better days and y'all had a lot of plans? Are you going to believe that and accept that? Let's see what everybody's saying in the chat. Everybody's saying, hell no, hell no. No way I won't, hell no. Because, all right, you know why you're not going to believe it? Because you live with them. And if you brothers know anything about women, women know everything. Even when you think you hiding something from a lady, she already know. You could be cheating, she know. She ain't telling you, she waiting to see when you gonna come clean, but she already know. She know when you happy, when you sad, she know when you hungry. She knows all of the stuff about you. You can't hide nothing from women, bro. I'm letting you know straight up and down. And I'm talking about if you live with a woman. If you live with a woman for any amount of time, she knows everything. You can't hide nothing. This is why I keep telling you, brothers, when you're dealing with women, tell the truth. Do not lie. Because once a woman catch you lying, they're going to lose all respect for you. All respect. Because she already know the deal. So it would be better if you just come clean and just say, look, baby, this is what it is, so and so and so. And she's going to look at you and say, okay, I could respect that because I knew it already. But if she catch you in that lie, she ain't going to respect you no more. She would never believe anything you got to say. So think about that. Stefan's wife knew him. You don't think she's going to know if he's struggling? You don't think she's going to know if he have any sort of secrets from his past? Matter of fact, let me say this, man, because I'm just going to keep it 1,000 with you, 1,000, 1,000%. Let's say, for example, that Stefan was living the alternative lifestyle. You don't think his wife knew? You don't think his wife may have known that he had some struggles? You think she's just ignorant of his past? You don't think she would know? There's a lot of guys that, they have may been on the down low and they got married to a woman. And the woman know what he did. Sometimes you might have a dude that, for all intents and purposes, he was molested when he was a kid. And he told his woman, I got molested when I was a kid and, during my teenage years, I experimented. And she knows fully well what he been through. But he got married, he had some kids. But later on in life, he may have still been struggling. Could it have been that situation? And you don't think his woman would know? My point in saying all of this, ladies and gentlemen, is the wife know that man more than all of us. She would know everything about him. So if there was a note that was left talking about past struggles, that would be the only logical explanation that this man may have been in a relationship that was about to be exposed. Do you understand? It's either that or he was involved in a blood sacrifice. And this is why I don't believe anything that the media said, because again, ladies and gentlemen, if Twitch is going to delete himself, why not just do it in your garage? Why not just go in your car, blow your brains out, and call it a day, rather than going to a motel to blow your brains out, creating more questions, causing people to speculate even more? You could have just did this in the comfort of your own home. You didn't have to go pay an Uber, pay for a room in a sleazy motel to delete yourself. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, you turn your phone on airplane mode. Are you kidding me? This is what they're saying, ladies and gentlemen, that he turned his phone on airplane mode. Do you really believe that?
Mental health, people committing suicide, checking in on our loved ones and our friends. If we know somebody that suffer with depression or anything, helping them get help.
Nah, we can't say, all right, cool. We cannot say things. I mean, you could say what you want to say in the chat. I mean, everybody can rock out. You have your opinions. I'm just going to give some pushback, right? Nothing wrong with that, right? Somebody had said, let me see, my Shali, I think, said maybe he didn't want his kids to see. It sounds interesting. At the same time, the kids are seeing it on the news. You understand what I'm saying? The kids are seeing it on the news. Whether the kids see him deleted, meaning like the blood and gore and all of that other stuff, it doesn't matter. Just by the pure fact that you would delete yourself, your children are going to see it regardless. You know what I mean? They're going to watch the news. They're going to watch the blogs. They're going to see YouTube videos with their father. They're going to see everybody's talking about it. Remember, they got to go to school. They got to be around other kids. And now kids are going to be teasing them. Think about this. Think about how these kids are going to be in school. And they're going to be like, John, why your dad took his life? I don't know. Don't ask me that. Hey, Shirley, why your father did that? It's Christmas time. Think about what he putting his children through right now. Why would he do that? Why would he put his children through this? Now the children would have to get counseling. You think his children are going to go to school the next day? They're not going to school no time soon. The children are going to stay home. They're traumatized. Why would a man do that to his kids? This man didn't kill himself. This man was deleted. Somebody plotted on him. Somebody took his life, and he probably was pleading with them, please, I got kids. I got kids. Don't do this, man. They probably was like, look, we don't care. You know what I mean? The hotel claiming, oh, we didn't hear no gunshot. Maybe they used a silencer. Maybe it was an orchestrated hit, blood sacrifice ritual, man. Maybe they made this man sign contracts and different things before he died. Have it ever dawned on you? Have it ever dawned on you? They may have had this man by gunpoint in a hotel and pointed this gun at him and told him sign on the dotted line so that we could transfer this money, this asset, these royalties, and these checks to this account. You got to look at all of this stuff, man. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, they put a bullet in his head. That's what they did to him, fam. And they paid off the motel, told them to scrub all the information, and ain't nobody talking. If anybody talk, we're gonna come get you and your family, because we know where you live. That's how they do these blood sacrifices, fam. You gotta pay attention to the facts. Let's go.
Oh, I was trying to pull that out of you. No?
Why? You work for that despicable character who got propped up for what she did over and over.
See, we need more people like Judge, because he's not afraid to just say what needs to be said straight up and down. You know? And shout out to everybody that got us to 1,000 likes. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right? We need more people like the Judge that's going to speak out. You know, a lot of those guys are needed in the community.
Hollywood, when she never had a successful show, not one damn time.
She ain't have no successful show. And to answer your question, there haven't been no camera footage up to now. No camera footage. I would like to see camera footage of the actual Uber. That is what I would like to see. I would like to see the actual Uber camera. That's what I would like to see. But for some odd reason, you know, that's not around. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So we talked about this particular situation earlier with the mom, how she was sharing her thoughts about her son. We talked about that earlier, how she expressed her gratitude on social media, saying, family and friends, thank you all for your love, prayers, and encouragement. Please know I see all the messages, text, posts, and the phone calls. I mean, why would Twitch delete himself knowing that he have his mom? A mom that bought him his first camera. Why would he do that to her? Now his mom is crying every day concerning her son. You know, why would he do that? See, why would he leave his children unprotected now? Now his daughters grow up without a father, no protection whatsoever. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? So the question that I have is, a lot of people could possibly be involved in this case. Ellen DeGeneres is suspect number one. Then the wife, allegedly, that particular actor that we talked about the other day, because he's the one who talked about how maybe Twitch deleted himself because he may have lost his life savings, you know? And then you have a situation where there may have been a possible affair. That's right. There may have been a possible love affair between Twitch and somebody else. And that situation got messy. And then finally, there could be a situation where Twitch had the drop on someone in terms of information that was very damning that he was going to bring out. And before he could bring out, they took him out. So we got multiple situations going on here. And I'm surprised that the wife is not even talking about this. A wife would be like, look, my husband did not murder him. I mean, he did not commit suicide. I need an investigation to take place now. I need an investigation now. Why the wife haven't spoken about he took his gun? Notice that, ladies and gentlemen. He had a gun with him. Allegedly, that's what they're saying. Well, that would be the family's weapon in the house. You mean to tell me the wife didn't know the gun was missing? Why she ain't tell the cops? Oh, he took the gun too. I'm afraid something may have happened to him. She ain't tell him nothing. How she ain't know none of this information? This is information that we need to think about and talk about. You understand? Very, very important stuff. Let me see. I'm trying to go where we left off earlier this morning. I think we was right around here. Stephen Twitch grandfather says family is completely devastated as new details emerge. This right here is coming out where the grandfather is basically saying the family is devastated. Why would Twitch put his family in a situation like this? Why would he do that? Why would he delete himself and put his family in this predicament? The judge basically said that Ellen DeGeneres is evil. I believe him. She's evil. According to the judge, she's evil. Completely. This was a blood sacrifice, man. It's painted blood sacrifice. She's wearing the Illuminati jacket. The Illuminati coat, that jacket, that coat jacket there, that's all Masonic, right? Right there. Masonic symbolism right there. You understand? New details about Stephen Twitch boss deaths are emerging. Hollywood was stunned this week after the Ellen DeGeneres show DJ and So You Think You Can Dance judge and contestant was found dead in an Encino, California motel room. The coroner ruled the 40-year-old death on Tuesday a suicide. Notice they just labeled it a suicide. They didn't talk about there could be any foul play, even though they claimed that this guy was the life of the party, that this guy had a lot of life in him. Why would a guy that encouraged people would go do this to himself? I don't like what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen, because what it's doing is normalizing suicide. It's normalizing the possibility that any of us brothers are going to go out there and delete ourselves. These are lies. People that normally delete themselves have nothing to live for because life is just bad and they see no way out. What could possibly be the motive that this man would do this to his family? He caused more damage than good if he did this. It's not making any logical sense if you ask me. We had no indication that anything was out of the ordinary, his grandfather, Eddie Boss, who last spoke to Twitch over the weekend, told Daily Mail. Eddie shared the final text he got from his grandson, which said, "I love you, Dad." So now the granddad is basically saying that this is Twitch's last text to him. "I love you, Dad." Right? The choreographer and pro dancer also post a photo tribute to his grandfather on Instagram on December 9th for his 88-year-old birthday. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Twitch posts something pretty much on his Instagram, right? Let me see this again. Hold on a second. Let me see where we at. It says, the choreographer and pro dancer also post a photo tribute to his grandfather. So basically they're talking about Twitch post something about his grandfather on his Instagram, right? It goes on and says, the senior boss describes the family, including wife Allison Halker Boss and the couple's 3 children, as completely devastated. Our question is why? Where did it come from? Now notice, this is what the family is saying. The family is like, where did this come from? Where did it come from? Why? Where did it come from? How could he just delete himself? Why did this even happen? You understand? Why would he do this? Look at him there. Sir Twitch a lot. That's a interesting username, Sir Twitch a lot. But you see him there, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. It is what it is. Why would you go from that to the grave? Why would you do that? This man did not commit suicide, people. I'm telling you, this man was deleted. Somebody lined him up. Let me see. Shout out the biggest happy birthday to my grandfather, Dad. I love you, IG fam. Help me wish him happy birthday. Now, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Think about this. He posts this on the 9th. He posts this on the 9th. Why would you post this on the 9th and then delete yourself? Does that make any sense, people? You smiling with your granddad and then you go delete yourself? Does that make any sense, man? This is crazy. This doesn't make any sense at all, man. Seriously. It makes none whatsoever. As the family tries to make sense of the tragedy, TMZ claims in a new report that Boss left a note behind. Now, this is the problem that I have with TMZ because they never showed us the note. They never showed us exactly what's going on. They just told us that he just basically deleted himself because of past struggles, right? It says, that he left a note behind, per law enforcement sources. He also reportedly took an Uber from his home to the motel. Why the wife didn't see the Uber? Because she never talked about it. And this is why it's kind of crazy that she ran to the police station and basically just started pouring out and crying as if though she knew what happened already. She didn't tell them, oh, he left in an Uber. Think about all of these clues, ladies and gentlemen, that has been omitted from the actual story. The wife never told them about he left in an Uber. You don't think she's going to know that if she see him run out the house? He would have got right in the car. You see that? So basically, it goes on and says he also reportedly took an Uber from his home to the motel, which is less than a mile away, on Monday morning. His wife, Allison Halker Boss, went to an LAPD station the next day. Now notice, the next day. The next day she went to the LAPD station. She ain't go to them the same day. She didn't call the family. She didn't call the brothers. She didn't call nobody to let them know exactly what's going on. So she was in the house the whole night with the kids while the husband was out there, probably already done dead. Probably, was being tortured by somebody. Extorted. Ain't no telling what this man was going through at that motel. So it goes on and says, she went to the LAPD station the next day saying she couldn't locate her husband. Police briefly listed Boss as a critical missing person and searched near the couple's home. But soon he was found at the motel when he missed his checkout. Boss and his wife, who met through the dance program that they were on, and lit up Instagram with their fun dance videos. We're looking ahead to 2023. They had multiple shows, brand deals, and projects in pre-production for the upcoming year. Now, do you see, ladies and gentlemen? Look at all of the prosperity and the greatness that they had coming up. It says we're looking ahead to 2023. They had multiple shows, brand deals, and projects in production for the upcoming year, a source told People. So this man wasn't broke. This man had a lot of things going on for himself. He was so excited about all the projects he had coming up and was very involved day to day. Now, why would a man be doing all of that and then go delete himself? Does that make any sense? Wow. You know what? Let me see. Yahweh God, you might have a point. You might have a point. It could be that because of all the projects and everything, it could be that Twitch pretty much elevated to a level of success that may have gotten Ellen jealous, allegedly. Because I believe that she's a suspect who possibly had this brother deleted as a sacrifice. Because she saw the greatness. She saw he was about to blow up. But then again, we cannot rule out any other possible suspect because it could be multiple people involved. Anytime it comes to the money, man, you just got to follow the money bag, fam. Follow the money, and it'll lead you to all the suspects. Whenever there's a murder this big, you have to understand a lot of people be involved. A lot of people be involved in this, man. From the murder to the cover-up, planting of evidence, changing of stories, media, all of them are all involved together. You have to consider all of that information. So it goes on and it says a potential project was potentially another season as judge on, I guess, I'm not sure. So you think you can dance. Okay, that's all right. So you think you can dance, where he first danced onto the scene as a contestant 2008. He was running up that season of the show, return as an all-star along with his future wife, and then was tapped as a judge for the season that aired earlier this year. So this is a lot of things that this brother had in the works, man. There's no way this brother deleted himself. No way at all. His judging gig on So You Think You Can Dance kicked off just as his long-term run as the Ellen DeGeneres show and producer came to an end. So, wow. So when the show with Ellen DeGeneres came to an end, right, he pretty much was able to do something else, and he was continually growing. You see how that works? This is crazy. This may be a situation of jealousy, where somebody took him out over jealousy. Right? Let's see what else we got. It goes on to say, he also appeared in the films Magic Mike, Step Up 3D. We talked about that earlier. A separate report from TMZ denied that Boss was in financial troubles at the time of his death, citing sources with direct knowledge. So basically, the rumor that came from that other actor regarding him possibly losing his life fortune, they're saying that wasn't true, but still, we don't know if it wasn't true. Again, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to news, we just can't discredit anybody for their opinion and round it out as it's not real or it's not true. He may have been deleted over money. You never know. When they cover up stories, they distract you with other stories. And with everybody pretty much talking about it, it creates different scenarios, and we all just be in limbo land trying to figure it out. Like, man, what happened to this brother? Like, what happened? They confuse us. It's like, while we trying to solve the problem, they switched up the story already and got us all confused. That's how they do these type of things. In a statement confirming her husband's death on Wednesday, Hulka Boss, who hosted Disney's fairy tale weddings with her husband, said he lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family, friends, and community above all else, and leading with love and light was everything to him. Now, my question again to the wife, if your husband loved family, friends, and community, why would he delete himself? Why? He would not delete himself if he loved family. He goes on and says, she continued, he was the backbone of our family, the best husband and father, and an inspiration to his fans. To say he left a legacy would be an understatement, and his positive impact will continue to be felt. I am certain there won't be a day that goes by that we won't honor his memory. In a tribute, DeGeneres said she was heartbroken over the death of Twitch, who was family. They met when he taught her the choreography for a dance. I remember that I seen that in some sort of tribute video where I guess he went to her house and taught her how to dance and all of that other stuff. Choreography for a dance, and she brought him on as a DJ for her show in 2014. On Thursday, she posted a second tribute, a video she made for Twitch as the show ended. She showed it on air, and he teared up watching it. I remember that particular show. I had just some research to find some older videos and whatnot. His mother said something, whatever. As you can see, that's how she posted on her Instagram page. Let me see. On her Instagram page, it got over 2 million, almost 3 million likes. I'm pretty sure the likes are through the roof right now. It's probably at 10 million likes now. It goes on and says, right now, what I want to do is remember all the love and laughter I had with Twitch. He brought so much joy to my life. I know he brought joy to yours too. I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite moments with him. If you want, you can also share yours. So this is what she wrote on the Instagram and whatnot. And notice at the end of all of these different news reports, they always say if you or someone you know is experiencing suicidal thoughts, to call 911. Now, this is the problem with this. How do you know if somebody's about to delete themselves? They're not going to tell you, and you wouldn't know in the first place. The only thing you're going to know is when you see the body. But see, what it does, it sort of normalizes the idea of people canceling themselves. And I think that that's sad. It's like they want to normalize it. They want us to feel comfortable. They want to make us desensitized to these type of stories to the point where we're more accepting of it. I'm not accepting that this guy deleted himself, and neither should you. You should be looking at this thing for what it is. He was murdered. Well, the news said it was a suicide, Ringo, so we're just going to take the story. Really? What if something happened to you and everybody said you committed suicide? This is why I always tell people, and I'll tell you right now, if anything was to happen to me, most high forbid, you hear any sort of news, any sort of nonsense, fam, it's a lie. I would never delete myself. And this is why you have to sometimes say things publicly, because a lot of times people do things and things happen to people and they just label you as, oh, you did this to your life. And that's going to be your legacy right there. You know what I mean? So if you're a person and you're doing something on social media, or you're just actively a businessman, you're very successful, you have a lot of money, sometimes you got to go get a camera, record yourself, record the date and the time, and you got to literally say on this camera, listen, I such and such want to let you know right now, if you hear any future stories about me committing suicide, or I jumped off of a building or anything like that, it's a lie. And you need to investigate a possible murder. And you got to put that on film, and you got to literally have that stuff saved in a safe somewhere, so that when somebody try to do something, or if something happened to you, God forbid, you know, your loved ones can pull out that tape and bring it to social media, and the whole world will see you with receipts, timestamps, and everything, letting them know there is no way that I would do this, to go investigate my death, because they're going to try to label it as if though I took myself out, and it's a lie. You know what I mean? Let's get back to this thing here. Let's read on, because I think it's one more story right there. Let me see. How did Twitch die? A suicide note was found in a motel room. There was no note in no motel room, ladies and gentlemen. TMZ just threw that out there and got us all thinking about a note. And then we have a lot of people on YouTube that are sensationalizing it by saying, we have the note. You wouldn't believe the details. And then when you click on the video, there's nothing there, because there is no details. You know what I mean? There is really no shocking details in the note, because we don't have the note. TMZ just gave us some vague words on, oh yeah, he said that he deleted himself because some past struggles that he had back in the day. And it's not true. You know what I mean? I don't believe any of that, because they would have put it out there. They would have told us exactly what's going on, you know, but they didn't tell us anything. And it's just sad that in today's day, we got to fabricate stories in order to make some sort of news. You know, it goes on and it says, if you followed his career from So You Think You Can Dance to the Ellen DeGeneres show, you may have questions over how Twitch died and what caused his death at the age of 40 years old. Twitch, whose real name is Stephen Laurel Boss, was born on September 29th, 1982 in Montgomery, Alabama. He rose to fame in 2008 when he was the runner-up on So You Think You Can Dance season 4. He returned to So You Think You Can Dance as an all-star in 2011, 2012, 2013, and as a team captain in 2015. He was also a judge on the series in 2018 and 2022. Along with So You Think You Can Dance, Twitch was also known as a DJ on the Ellen DeGeneres show, which he appeared on from 2014 to the talk show's finale in 2022. In addition to his dance career, Twitch was also an actor So he was also an actor, not just a dancer. He also was an actor in movies like Blade for Glory, Hairspray, Stomp the Yard, Homecoming, Step Up 3D, Step Up Revolution, Step Up All in Magic Mike. He also appeared in TV shows like Modern Family and Young and Hungry. So this guy has a lot of stuff, a lot of projects. He's getting royalties from all these different projects. Why would a guy just go delete himself and end it all just like that? He put in a lot of work. He put in a lot of work. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, we speculate. I shared a lot of different things. At the end of the day, I want justice for this brother. You must understand that, right? At the same time, we have to question everything. So when I speculate about different things, don't get in your feelings, because at the end of the day, I personally believe this man was murdered. That's what I believe. I don't believe he deleted himself. He had too much going for him. Look at his catalog. Look at his resume. Look at this brother's resume. That's a very impressive resume, to say the least. I never seen none of his movies either. It kind of makes me want to go watch his movies. It kind of make me, I'm going to actually go check out on some of these movies and actually see if I can go get some of these movies just so I can see some of this brother's work. because I never seen none of these movies. I told you already, from when I started doing these shows regarding the case of Stefan, I didn't even know about him because I never watched the Ellen DeGeneres show. I mean, it's not a show that I would watch anyway. But my point is, I'm learning as I go. You know what I mean? But this is an impressive resume when you think about it. All those films he was in, right? He was on the show. He was a judge for the So You Think You Can Dance. That's a lot of work this brother did. And he's only 40 years young. Well, he was 40 years old before he passed. So he had a lot more projects. We talked about that in the earlier post. He had a lot more projects that he was working on. So for him to check out this way, come on. No man ain't gonna do that, man. You ain't gonna give up all of this success. You ain't gonna give up all of this, man, to just delete yourself. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. Hold on a second. Okay, it goes on and it says, after more than a decade in Hollywood, Twitch died on December 13, 2022. He was 40 years old. He was survived by his wife, Allison Halker, a contestant on So You Think You Can Dance season 2, and their 3 children, Wesley, Maddox, Zaya, I think the name is. It's interesting. We have 3 kids. We have 3 kids now, and all 3 of them are completely different personalities. But one thing is they can all dance, Halka told E! News. Now notice this, ladies and gentlemen. She's telling everybody, well, then again, she's talking to E! News. That was in 2022 about, all right, so that's not today. I just want to make that very clear because I was about to say that for some odd reason, she's talking to all these different magazines now and these different companies now when she should be talking about who murdered your husband. This is what I want to know, why she's not talking about these things. But she's talking about these different issues in 2022 about the family. And she goes on, they might do it their own way, but they can all dance. I guess they all get it from their father. I mean, if their father's a dancer, then they're going to all naturally have it in them. Just like talents, musicians, sometimes if your great grandfather was a piano player, you're going to have the same type of gift. You may not know about it, but it's in you. It goes on, but they can all dance. Twitch added, yeah, they all boogie now. Whether they're going to be professional dancers, we'll see. But they are shy about boogieing. Oh no, they're not all that. Okay, so it goes on and says, so how did Twitch die and what caused his death? Read on what we know about how. Okay, so let's get to that particular part right there. Let me see. This guy did not commit no damn suicide, people. I'm not listening to none of that nonsense, man. Doesn't make any sense. And again, we're doing this particular recap. We just finished listening. If you're joining in the stream, Judge Joe Brown basically said that Ellen DeGeneres, that's right, Ellen DeGeneres is evil. Yes, that's right. Judge Joe Brown was on a show, I think it's called The Real Donna, I believe it is. My apologies if I got it incorrect, but I believe it's The Real Donna. On her YouTube channel, she had an interview with Judge Joe Brown. That's right. And he said that Ellen DeGeneres is evil, crude, and obnoxious, and all sorts of other things. And he basically said that there was a time when he was working with her, and she was very disrespectful towards him and sexually abusive towards women. Yes, that's right. Sexually abusive towards women, which mean that maybe she was sexually harassing women on set, possibly trying to have a relationship with these women, and these women probably did not want to have any sort of relationship, and she may have tried to, I guess, offer them certain positions if they would, do certain things, which goes against all sorts of company policies. But it's just a sad situation. If that's so, I would really love to hear if there are any women out there that may have been through those type of things. I would love to see those type of videos so we could review them. It goes on and it says, how did Stefan Twitch die? Twitch's wife, Allison Halka, confirmed her husband's death in a statement to People. Now, this is what I'm trying to figure out. She's confirming her death to pretty much People magazine or People, the website, on December 14th. She's confirming that death to them. Normally when you're distraught, heartbroken, and crying, you don't want to talk to nobody. Like, really, you don't want to talk to anybody. So I don't know why I just don't get it. I don't see how she's talking to all these different companies, but hey, it is what it is. He was 40 years old. It is with the heaviest of hearts that I have to share my husband, Stefan, has left us, Halka said in a statement. Now, we reviewed this already, and we have confirmed, and well, we haven't confirmed. I don't want to say that. I retract that statement. But what we did is we concluded that the wife may have not have written anything. It probably was a PR rep, somebody, they probably put this statement together, because when you think about it, it starts off with, it is with the heaviest of hearts that I have to share. A wife does not start off any, sentence like that. I don't want to hear that. That's a PR rep right there. They're trying to make it sound politically correct for social media, right? Because anytime anybody die, we hear the same, it's in the same format. They say the same thing. It's with our deepest of hearts that we have to share. My husband, Stefan, has left us, Halka said in a statement. Stefan lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family, friends, and community all above all else, and leading with love, light was everything to him. Now, again, I'm going to keep on repeating myself. If this man lit up everything, lit up the rooms, and it was everything to him, why would he delete himself? If you folks out there that have been following my platform for years, and you know me based on how my content is, and you've seen how I was from 2006 till now, you've been on the journey. You know about all the content I've done over the years, and you know what I'm about. You know I'm very passionate, got a lot of love for the people. I'm very passionate with what I'm doing, very thorough. A lot of times I spit a lot of truth. It hurts. At the same time, if you've been following me, you know I mean good. To know that you've been following me all this time, and you hear, oh, Ringo allegedly jumped off a roof because he got tired of his life, it's gonna make you say, hell no, that's a damn lie. I know who this guy is. Y'all tripping. Somebody did something to him. Somebody definitely did something to him. There is no way. Not him. And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the same way for you. People around you that know you, they know what kind of person you are. So if there was any sort of news that something like that happened, they should be able to fight for you and say, nah, man, that's my bro right there. There's no way he did that. Somebody did him in. Nah, fam, y'all got to investigate this situation. That's all I'm saying regarding the Twitch situation. Somebody murdered him. He had too much going for himself to do this. Too much, too much going for himself. So the wife says he lit up every room. He valued family. He was a great inspiration to his fans. She continued to say he left a legacy would be an understatement, and his positive impact will continue to be felt. I am certain that there won't be a day that goes by that we won't honor his memory. We ask for privacy during this difficult time for myself and especially our three children. She ended her statement with a message to her husband, Stefan, we love you, we miss you, and I will always save the last dance for you, she said. Halka, who married Twitch on December 10, 2013, celebrated their 9th wedding anniversary 3 days before his death. Now, ladies and gentlemen, come on, man. Come on. Look at that. They celebrated their 9th anniversary. Their 9th anniversary 3 days before his death. Why would a man delete himself after celebrating? Listen, on their TikTok, they even post a video about their anniversary with the song, It's Your Anniversary. Remember that song? Why would he delete himself? Somebody murdered the brother, y'all. Come on. Somebody murdered him. Somebody murdered him, man. And it's sad. They celebrated their anniversary 3 days before his death. It's our 9th anniversary. I couldn't be more grateful to celebrate this perfect magical day. saying yes to Sir Twitch a lot. Now think about that. You don't delete yourself after celebrating your anniversary. You don't delete yourself. You see that? She ended her statement with a message to her husband, Stefan, we love you. We miss you. You and I will always save the last dance for you, she said. Holker, who was married. I think I did all of that already. I think I read all of that. Let me see. I think I read all of this already. Yeah, I think I read all of that already. All right. They celebrate their anniversary. Okay, there I go. I couldn't be more grateful to celebrate this perfect magical day. Yes. Saying yes to Sir Twitch a lot has been one of the best decisions I have ever made in my life. I feel so blessed and loved. I love you, baby. And I will never take you or our love for granted. Now, notice this. She's saying this, I love you, never take our love for granted. Well, if all of this love is true, and this guy had the love of his wife and everything was all good, why would he delete himself? Makes no sense, right? Twitch also shared his own anniversary Instagram post with a black and white photo from his and Holker's wedding. Happy anniversary, my love. Now notice that he made a post on his Instagram about his anniversary to his wife. That's what he did. You see? So why would he delete himself? There's no way this happened, fam. They took this brother out. What was Stefan Twitch's cause of death? Twitch's cause of death was ruled a suicide by a gunshot wound to the head. According to page 6, the Los Angeles County medical examiner reported no signs of foul play. Do you see how they did that? The medical examiner claimed there was no signs of foul play. We don't have no footage of any cameras. We don't have anything pretty much showing this guy even going to the motel. We don't even have the Uber car, nothing. But they told us this is what it is. We're just supposed to believe it, right? So they said there's no signs of foul play and the case has been officially closed. Wow. So the case has been officially closed. So there won't be no investigation. As much as I would like to see justice for this brother, there won't be any. Because look at what they just said there in the text. It says the case has been officially closed. The only way Twitch can get justice at this point is if the wife was to push this thing further. But at this point, if it's officially closed, that means the wife accepted. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And it's sad that this brother's legacy is going to go down in history as him being a coward. Took himself out, left his children to fend for themselves. Now their daughters are going to grow up struggling, trying to understand men. Don't have the guidance of the father. The son ain't going to be able to see his father, teach him how to tie a tie, how to pack a briefcase, how to change a tire. He ain't going to learn none of those things. He ain't going to learn none of those things. So sad. Right? So sad. Right? It goes on and it says that the case has been officially closed. TMZ also reported that a suicide note was found at the scene of Twitch's death, in which he wrote ambiguously about his past struggles and challenges. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we need to see that letter because I don't believe there's a letter. But at the same time, TMZ is claiming that there was a letter that was talking about his past struggles and challenges. We need to know what these challenges were. Because if we don't know what these challenges were, then all of the news reports claiming that he committed suicide is completely false. It's false. The point of this, ladies and gentlemen, is we need to know why he did it. They're trying to tell us that, well, he just had some mental illness or some depression. Listen, what was his struggles and challenges? The people need to know this so they can understand what may have drove him over the edge if he in fact did this. That's all I'm saying, right? You see what I mean? Somebody said, well, TMZ probably made that story up. Hey, you never know. You never know, because nowadays, a lot of stuff is fake on social media, man. You even got people doing fake skits, acting like a woman and a man is fighting, and then people will go do reaction videos about it, and it's fake. It's not even real. It's staged. You know what I mean? So it goes on. It says law enforcement sources told TMZ that Twitch's wife, Allison, ran into an Los Angeles Police Department station on December 13, 2022, frantic because Twitch had left their house without his car. So let me get this straight. Your husband leaves the house without his car. You run down to a police station frantically and tell them, hey, officer, my husband left the house without his car. I'm concerned. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The next day? You didn't tell them that the same day. You told them that the next day. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, he left the house in the morning at around 10 a.m., somewhere in the morning in the reports. If he left the house around 10 a.m., why she didn't just go to the police in the morning at the same time he left the house if she was so concerned? Right? She waited till the next day and then run to the police station to tell them this. It's too late. And that is what makes a red flag go off, because I'm like, there's a possibility she know what happened, right? There's a possibility she know what happened. So she ran into the police station frantically because Twitch had left their house without his car, which wasn't like him. So because he left his car one time, because he did this one time, she's like, which wasn't like him. That's not a raise of concern. That shouldn't raise any concern because he left his car one time. That's not even nothing to be alarmed about. That's what makes it suspect, in my opinion. Because why is she so concerned about him? He could have just ran off because he had a meeting, or he was running late, or there was some issue he had to take care of. But she was already fearful. It just doesn't, he could have, all right, let me see. David said he could have went for a jog. There you go. That's a good one. He could have went for a jog. Yeah. I mean, even though we know he stayed out the whole night, but the point is, he could have just left and went to go jog. But she made it as if though he's in trouble, you know? So it goes on and it says at around 11:15 a.m., right? Paramedics received a call for a medical emergency at the Oak Tree Inn in Encino, California, less than a mile, I guess, from Twitch's home and Twitch and Hawker's home, where they found the body, the dead, found him dead, where he was found dead, in the bathroom from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Sources told TMZ that Twitch checked into the motel on the morning of December 12th, right, 2022, a day before his death. He took an Uber from his home. Why the wife didn't report that? To the motel and switched. Now notice this, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the story just doesn't make any sense. They're saying that when he got to the hotel, right, he then switched his phone to airplane mode so no one could contact him or track him. That doesn't even make any sense if you're going to delete yourself, because when they find you, we're going to be able to track you. Your family is going to know. You know, it's not making any sense. That doesn't make sense. Why would you put your phone on airplane mode? That doesn't even make sense. It's a waste of time. Taking the Uber is a waste of time, right? Motel staffers told TMZ that Twitch didn't seem in distress and wasn't visibly upset when he arrived, right? Let me see what else we got. All right. He didn't seem upset or whatever the case is. The hotel staffers also told TMZ that he came with a small bag and booked the room for just one night. When he missed his checkout at 11 a.m., so they waited all the way to 11 a.m. for the checkout and didn't respond to the motel staff calls on December 13th. housekeeping, and management knocked repeatedly on Twitch's door. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, in my stream earlier this morning, the hotel manager told the news or the investigators or whoever that Twitch was the only one in the hotel, meaning he was the only guest at the hotel because they haven't rented out any rooms in a whole week. I don't know what kind of business that place is. I don't know how they get paid, how they meet the quotas every month for the rent of the property. I don't know how they do it. But a hotel that's not getting no business in a whole week, that's sad. You know, that must be in a horrible location. But if it's a half mile away from Twitch's and them house, it should be in an area that get a lot of traffic. But hey, it is what it is. This is what they're saying. It goes on and it says, when he missed, oh, I got that part already. Management knocked his door. Okay. When there was no answer, management opened the door. They saw a body on the floor and immediately called police. The staffers told TMZ that they didn't hear a gunshot, that's a red flag automatically. During Twitch's stay at the motel's layout has separate units and the structure is a U shape. The motel manager, now look, ladies and gentlemen, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. I need all you people in the clouds to pay attention now. Listen to this. The staffers told TMZ that they didn't hear a gunshot during Twitch's stay at the motel. They didn't hear a gunshot during Twitch's stay as the motel's layout has separate units and the structure is in a U shape. Now check this out. The motel's manager also told US Weekly that the Oak Tree Inn didn't rent out rooms for a week following Twitch's death. That's crazy. Are y'all putting that together? The hotel is basically saying they didn't rent out not one room. Not one room, ladies and gentlemen, that week. So Twitch was the only person at that motel when he died. You gonna tell me that's not suspect? So you telling me everybody's at the job. Everybody's at the job with no job to do. Everybody's at the job with no job to do. Imagine you work at McDonald's and y'all flipping burgers and frying up fries, but there's no customers coming in for a week. Right? But y'all frying burgers and getting fries ready, but nobody's buying that. Nobody coming in your store. That's basically what they want us to believe. It was a setup, ladies and gentlemen. Can't you see? They brushed it under the rug and they closed the case on Twitch. Wow. They did him dirty. They did him dirty, man. It's sad that he had to go out this way. Regardless how he went out, we speculated different stories. We talked about different issues. It's a mystery. The hotel told New US Weekly that the Oak Tree Inn didn't rent out rooms for a week following Twitch's death. The employee also confirmed that Twitch was alone and that everything was normal. Nothing was weird that day Twitch's body was found. You don't see all the excuses they're making? The employee also confirmed that Twitch was alone. How they know that? How they know he wasn't alone? How they know somebody else didn't go up them stairs? Where's the cameras? How do you know he was alone? Ladies and gentlemen, we did a live stream of the layout of the motel. Anybody could just roll up the steps. If you go back and you look at some of the other streams that I did, we did a layout, we did a review. You could see the hotel and how it's laid out. Anybody could go up in there, open up the door and go in there and smoke this brother. So how could the staff at the motel know he was alone? Because the way the layout is, you get your key for the room and then you go outside and you go around and you go up the stairs and you put the key in the door and you enter. It ain't like some of these hotels where you're in a building and you got to walk through the corridor areas and take the elevators. It ain't like that. It's all on the outside. So how they know he was alone? There's no way they can know that. If he was alone, show us the cameras. We need to see the footage. They don't got no cameras. They don't got no cameras, fam. If they got cameras, they could prove it by showing us the tapes. They don't got nothing. They brushed this one under the rug. This is sad. Employees also confirmed that Twitch was alone. They want you to believe that he was alone, ladies and gentlemen. This is a lie. On December 13th, 2022, at around 11:20 a.m., West Valley Division officers responded to an ambulance death investigation radio call at a motel. Investigators determined that the deceased died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and there were no signs of foul play. It's because they don't want it to be any signs. The case was handed over to the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office, and a representative for the Los Angeles Police Department told Entertainment Tonight. Sad, sad, sad. Who is Twitch's wife? That's her right there. That's Twitch's wife. Who is Stefan Twitch's wife? Allison Hawker. Twitch and Hawker met in 2006 when they were invited to a party hosted by their mutual friend, Ivan Kamov, who was also a contestant on So You Think You Can Dance Season 2 with Hawker at the time. We met there for the first time, but Allison doesn't remember at all. She doesn't remember. That's crazy. That's crazy that you don't remember. Normally women remember everything. That's kind of weird. If you ask any woman, when did you meet your man? When did you meet your husband? I'm pretty sure she could remember the day, the time, the color clothes you have on, what cologne you were wearing. Women can remember everything. You know what I mean? This is crazy. You know what I mean? I don't understand how she don't remember. That's wild. Normally people remember stuff like that. But let me see. We met there for the first time, but Allison doesn't remember at all. Meanwhile, I had blonde hair and piercings, so I'm not sure. Wait a minute. Let me see. Ivan such and such, who was also a contestant on So You Think You Dance with Hawker at the time. We met there for the first time, but Allison doesn't remember at all. I think she's talking about Ivan. Meanwhile, I had blonde hair and piercings, so I'm not sure how. All right, okay. I read it wrong. My apologies. But that's neither here nor there. Twitch told Dan Spirit. Wait, now Twitch told. Now I'm confused now. I'm confused now. I've been reading for hours, man. I've been reading for hours all day long. I've been reading. This is crazy. Let me see. Let me kind of wrap this up because we almost done. Hawker and Twitch was the runner-up on So You Think You Can Dance Season 4, reconnected in 2010 when they were both all-stars on So You Think You Can Dance even Season 7. We met again during Season 7. But didn't say a word to each other the whole season. So that's why I had no idea, because she wouldn't talk to me. So now it's confirmed that the whole time we talking about damn Stefan. So he had blonde hair? Are you kidding me? This is crazy. So I'm confused, man. So this guy had blonde hair and piercings. I'm done. This guy, I don't know. This is crazy. This is wild. Right? So they met again. We got that part already. Okay. Didn't say anything. All right. All right. So that's why I had no idea, because she wouldn't talk to me and I thought she wasn't interested. Okay. So this is Stefan talking about his wife, right? She did catch me checking her out in the hallway once. Twitch said Hulker, however, denied that she didn't make a move on Twitch. I didn't just make one move. I made like 10 moves and he wasn't seeing them. So I had, ladies, when it comes to you making a move on a guy, you can't be playing these little games with us. It would be best you just come up to us and say, look, I want you. Right? We understand that part. Right? Don't play none of the games. We're not mind readers. Don't do little stupid stuff. Just like you got to come directly to us and say, look, I've been checking you out and I need for you to be my man. And you know what I'm saying? I want to get it in. Say something like that. And we'll understand you right away. Trust and believe. We're going to understand you. But just be direct. Don't do none of that mumbo jumbo stuff. We don't understand that stuff, especially in a climate where everybody's getting Me Too'd and, sexual harassment. We don't want to jump to conclusions. A guy needs to know that you really, really feeling him, right? It goes on and says, I made like 10. Okay, we got that part. So I had to put myself out there even more. From the first week of So You Think You Can Dance All-Star, I thought he was the cutest guy ever. The cutest guy ever. His personality was so fun. His personality was so fun, he said. Okay. So we got that. So we pretty much learning about how they pretty much met. Let me see. Where we at now? Where we at? Did we read this part already? Okay. Their relationship didn't turn romantic until 2010 when they attended the premiere of Step Up 3D. I remember hearing about those movies called Step Up. I remember hearing about them, but I never really cared for any of them dancing movies. It's just not my thing. I can't watch that. I'm all into like action movies. You know what I'm saying? Robert De Niro, you know what I'm saying? Sylvester Stallone, the greats, you know what I mean? I'm into those type of movies. The Denzel Washington, any movie with Denzel Washington, it's good automatically. You already done know. All right? So that's what I'm into. But their relationship didn't turn romantic until 2010 when they attended the premiere of Step Up 3D, which Twitch starred in Los Angeles. And Twitch asked for Hulker's phone number. The All-Stars went to the Step Up 3D premiere, but Stefan went separately because he was in the movie. I looked down the red carpet and saw him standing there in this nice gray suit and glasses. He looked so hot, Hulker said. That's his wife saying that. When he walked up to say hi, I got embarrassed and hid behind Addie. Then at the party, I met his mother and brother and even danced with him a little bit. I was geeking out. That was the first night we were out together at the same place. So I finally made my move and he asked for my number. Though they changed numbers, it wasn't until the So You Think You Can Dance rap party that either made a move on the other. I was nervous. So anyway, when the season 7 wrapped party came, I knew it was the last night I wouldn't see him. I was like, geez, I guess I have to be stronger about my moves, Hulker said. Right? I hadn't planned on going because I'm a mom and don't really go out and party. So that confirms that she already had a daughter, right? I think there's an elder daughter or somewhere there. So she pretty much, Hulker said, I hadn't planned on going because I'm a mom and don't really go out and party. So that means she had a child before they had their children. But when he texted to see if I was going, I was ready and in the car. Wow, she got in that car quick. I showed up and people were trying to say hi, but I was on a mission to find this guy. I saw him at the other end of the room and he pointed and did this little come here motion. He went upstairs and danced for 3 hours straight. That's crazy, dancing for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what else we got here. The two got engaged in 2013. Twitch proposed to Hawker while filming a commercial. Wow. So while they were filming a commercial, homeboy went up and proposed to the woman. We're just kind of wrapping up the show, kind of reminiscing on how these two met. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Some people may not even know none of these stories. That's why I'm putting them out there for a public record. They married that December as So You Think You Can Dance judge and creator Nigel Lithoji Winery and Paso Robles, California. Their first child together, son Maddox, was born in 2016. Hulker and Twitch shared 2 children, son Maddox, 6, and daughter Zaya, 3. Twitch was also the stepfather to Hulker's daughter, Wesley Fowler, from a previous relationship. So she was a single mom when they met. She was a single mom. In an interview with People in February 2022, Hulker revealed that she told Twitch he was the one 3 weeks into dating. 3 weeks into us dating, I told him that he was my one, she said. I don't know what that means, and I don't know. I was so confident. Twitch, however, didn't know Hawker was the one until 3 months after their first dance at the So You Think You Can Dance 7. So that means when they were dancing on the set, on the stage, they probably got it in that night. You know how it is, brothers, when you meet up with a woman at a party or whatever the case is. You never was dancing with a woman at a party and like right after the party, you went straight to her crib? Because it's like, you know, y'all was just vibing. You know what I mean? You was just vibing. Everything was right. And it's like, even though y'all don't even know each other, it felt like you know each other because y'all was just vibing, right? So they did whatever they did. Let me see where we at. Done lost my spot. Season 7. I don't know if that's where I was at. I'm just going to continue from there, where the two were on a date and came across a house that was being remodeled and decided to have a look at it. Wow, they're moving kind of fast. We hopped the fence. We found the door that's open and the alarm goes off, he said. I turned to look and Allison's already running. And as I'm sprinting to catch up with her, I know it's the weirdest thought, but I'm like, yo, I'm going to marry this woman. Right? That just let me know she's the one. Now, why would a guy that have all these great stories about this woman, why would he self-delete? Why? Hulker told OK Magazine in October 2022, 2 months before Twitch's death, that she, let me see what it says, hold on. That she and her husband were still in their honeymoon phase. We already spent so much time together, but now we wake up, we go to our office together, we work out together, all day. I know a lot of people probably think that sounds crazy, but we love it. We're together all day, every day, and we are just living our best married life. Now think about all these sentimental words, ladies and gentlemen. Why would a guy go and delete himself? Does that make any sense? See, the reason why I'm reading all of this is because they say if you want to know the truth, you have to read. And they also say if you want to hide the truth from people, primarily black people, sad to say, they say put it in a book, because a lot of times we just don't read. And that's a sad situation, right? So she basically said that they were with each other all the time. They were in their honeymoon phase. She continued, people around us are like, oh my gosh, you guys are still in that lovey phase. We haven't gotten out of it. He inspires me every single day. And I think We share such a mutual respect for each other. I respect him as a man, a father, and he does the same for me. I feel like there's a lot of appreciation and respect. And I think that's what really helps us, is that we stay engaged with each other. There's not a day that goes by that either one of us do something for each other and we don't say thank you for going the extra mile. We explore that in our relationship a lot. I make it really, really important. Wow. Man, what an adventure tonight. With all of those sentimental words, you would think that these two are madly in love, right? And they be getting it in every night. Right? But now look at what we got. A guy deletes himself. Family, Twitch was murdered. That's all I'm gonna say. He was murdered. This was a possible blood sacrifice. Based on what Judge Joe Brown said, again, if folks didn't see that part, Judge Joe Brown went off.
So, two more things that I forgot to mention. DJ Twitch of Ellen DeGeneres show. Are you familiar with Ellen DeGeneres show? I think it's canceled now.
Ellen DeGeneres show. She was the nastiest acting somebody I ever had to work with.
Wow.
She was rude, crude, evil. She was sexually abusive to the females that worked on her show. I saw this.
Wow.
That woman came at
But
me
that
after
wasn't
they
why I was
asked
bringing
me.
it up.
After
And just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, that's not me putting the laughter faces on the screen. That came from the actual video that I'm reviewing.
they asked me to do her a favor so her show would not be canceled for low ratings, I showed up and that woman wanted to get in my face. Didn't you hear me say to put that robe on? I said, didn't you hear me to tell you I'm here doing you a favor? We're out of here.
Wow.
KNBC4 from New York. Call me back, please, Judge. Would you do us the favor? I know she's obnoxious to deal with.
Wow. The judge went off on Ellen DeGeneres. DeGeneres. I keep saying the other word. He went off on her, and I believe every word that he says. He said he worked with her, and this is how she was.
Okay, but that wasn't why I brought it up.
Now, well, I know he's supposed to be endorsed by her.
Right,
Stephen makes it
Balls.
suspect.
Listen,
I'm suspect.
listen.
I'm not a good person to ask about this.
That's not. It's not even about her.
Yeah, it is. If he got an endorsement,
It is about her. It is about her. Because it seemed like everybody that get around her, they die. You know what I'm saying? It is about her. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, shout out to Sherelle. I see you in the building. Tracy, what's going on? You know what I mean? Shout out to the mods in the building. Let's get back into this.
and it's about him
Can
through
you
her.
let me talk?
Go ahead. I read the story. You sent it to
What
me.
story? What story?
That
story?
thing about him being, somebody I think that was young brother Johnson sent me that thing, Bernard, about him disappearing.
I need to find out what he's talking about there, man. If anybody know exactly what the judge is talking about, if there's any video or anything and you know exactly what he's talking about, send that to my IG at Ringo TV Raw on Instagram. I need to find out what that is.
And he had been,
Because he's putting his hand like in a gun style. So I'm trying to figure out what happened. Did somebody get offed already? Did somebody die and somebody take their spot? I need to know that.
basically seconded and approved of by Ellen DeGeneres.
No. And this
Well,
is why
that
I need
isn't
you-
it?
This is why I need you to stop interrupting me.
Well, I thought that
Finish
was
what I
the
was
story
saying.
I
No,
was reading. Go ahead.
You hear the name Ellen DeGeneres and you just go ahead.
Yeah,
Why?
anybody she endorses
It's
is,
not about her.
well, okay, what is it about?
It is about Stephen Boss, aka DJ Twitch. He was a DJ on her show and he committed suicide yesterday.
Oh, I can see why.
Wow.
All right.
Huh.
He was a
Stephen, let
DJ on
me
her show.
read. Stephen Boss reportedly left his house unexpectedly. He left his cell phone. He left his car. went to a hotel and shot
Correction, he did not leave his cell phone.
himself in the head. He was 40 years old. He is
The judge know that Twitch did not kill himself. The judge already doesn't know that.
his wife. He left his wife, who was 34, and 3 children behind.
Look, listen, brothers, if you want to learn some game, if you want to learn some real talk, you got to find some of these old timers like the judge and kind of sit down, have a beer, and just kind of chill and vibe and let them talk, bro. I'm telling you, you would walk away with a lot of game. They'll put you on. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? A lot of you cats got to go sit down with grandpa, and even if you don't know your grandpa, man, find some old brothers, man, some old timers. You know what I'm saying? Some of them old guys that you just see sitting around playing, you know, checkers and whatnot and chess and whatnot. You got to sit down and kind of just talk with them old timers, man. They'll give you some real game on what's going on in this world.
She emphasized to law enforcement how out of character his actions were, so much so that officers considered listing Boss as a critical missing person.
They did that mighty fast, to tell you the truth.
It says it was earlier reported that Hochler reportedly ran frantically into the LAPD station, saying her husband had left home without his car, which she claims was unlike him. And
for everybody that's viewing, this particular video clip came out of the Real Donna YouTube channel, right? So you can show her some support, because that's exactly where I got the clip from to do the review.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That report that was missing. He worked with Ellen DeGeneres.
He did.
Yeah, the judge, by the judge going off on Ellen, she must have been really bad. If the judge is going off, she must be really bad, you know, because his tone is that of an elder. And when he's speaking with real authority. It's coming from experience. He said he worked with her and she's evil. It ain't, listen, have you ever been working with somebody or around somebody and you considered them evil? That's a very strong word. To call somebody evil, that's a very strong word to call somebody. You know, that mean that they're devilish, very, very wicked. And he said that's how Ellen DeGeneres is, man.
Was the DJ on the show.
Yeah, and that takes a lot. She keeps the temperature at 80 degrees.
No. We're not.
Air
Okay, but
conditioning,
listen, you as a judge,
there.
You as a judge, honey, we're not
No,
saying
I'm talking about background circumstance. Poor man probably went crazy working around there with her.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, he did call her degenerate. You know what I mean? I kind of called her degenerate by mistake, even while I was doing the stream. Because it just sounds, I mean, a last name DeGeneres, that sounds bad just by itself when you really think about the name.
And what I'm saying is we don't know what somebody is going through, and we should check on our friends.
You got a whole lot you got to go through to be able to work with that person on a regular basis.
I can't use this as a clip because of what you're just saying. You are actually trying to say that, are you insinuating that this man did what he did because of her?
If he worked around her, he had to be marginal to work around that woman for more than 4 or 5 hours.
Wow. That's crazy.
That was horrible. I've never seen anything like that.
She sue you for slander for saying something like that.
It's not slander. It's true. Everything I said. That's what she got canned for the last time.
That's your own opinion. You can't say that.
It's my opinion. Now prove it's not true.
He probably committed suicide because of the stress that.
Well, it's First Amendment. Damn it! That he made himself a spectacle. I can comment on that under the First Amendment.
I was trying to have a compassionate moment with you.
It's not passionate. It's
no, I was trying to have a compassionate moment with you about mental health, people committing suicide, you know, checking in on our love.
The judge don't want to hear none of that sentimental stuff. The judge is trying to make you understand that Ellen DeGeneres is no good. And everybody that get around her get deleted. There's no need to be talking about anything else. We got to get to the bottom line of this.
Ones and our friends, if we know somebody that suffer with depression or anything, helping them get help. I was trying to pull that out of you. No?
Why?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Why? You trying to use the judge for something? The judge is like, why?
For that
Wow.
despicable character who
He called her a despicable character, fam.
got propped up for what she did over and over by Hollywood when she
Wow.
never had a successful show, not one damn time.
Whoa, that's crazy. He dropped a bombshell on her, man. That's crazy. And see, the judge is unfiltered. He pretty much just says exactly what he want to say. Donna's trying to be, you know, on the safe side, don't want to say anything offensive. The judge is like, I don't care. I'm going to say what I want.
And now was
So
reports
what's good
coming out
about
that what could have triggered it is that he had some bad investments and people taking his money, and that
Maybe.
somebody coming out with that theory, but
Maybe, but, you know, at the same time, there's many different stories and scenarios that could have led up to this man's death. But hey, how are we going to get justice for Twitch if they already closed the case? I read all the information for you, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? On this platform, I actually read and study and we look at all the details. I'm not like some of these channels you go to and it's like a 2-minute video and it's like the title says the breaking news, and then when you click on it, there's nothing there. They don't give you no information. There's nothing. You just wasted your time. You know what I mean? Over here, we broke down all the information, everything that had to do with regarding this case. And nobody is really questioning the narrative of suicide. And now they claim that the case is closed. If the case is closed, how are we going to get justice for Twitch now? If the case is closed. It has been officially determined as a suicide. Even with all these clues, even with red flags and missing information, they omitted a lot of information out of the initial stories. You know? Yeah, just like the Takeoff case. Just like the Takeoff case. Just like the Shanquella case. Look now, they still playing games with Shanquella's justice. That's crazy, right? With all the evidence and all the people and the suspects, they're playing games. Sad situation, man.
yeah, that's
I had one of my best
what come out of his whole
Ace
life.
Coon Boom friend, my law partner, April 4th, 1980, supposedly committed suicide. It was a mess.
Wow.
It's not the first time I've encountered somebody, even people close to me, who've killed themselves, allegedly. But I don't know.
So
anyway, we're gonna get up on out of here. This was a great stream. You know, really appreciate everybody stopping by the stream, rocking with the platform. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe today. I would really appreciate that. It goes a long way. If you like the work that I'm doing, you feel that it's worth your time, subscribe today for the best reactionary videos on YouTube. Ringo TV Reactions. And if you can, I would really appreciate if you can click the like button if you haven't already. It helps with the algorithm. It lets YouTube know that you appreciate the show that you just finished witnessing. And by clicking the like button, you're telling YouTube that, hey, I really appreciate this show and I would like others to experience what I seen. So it goes a long way in terms of helping with the algorithm. So we're gonna pretty much wrap it up, and I'm gonna go take care of some business, do what I gotta do, get me something to eat, kind of chill out. I did a lot of reading all day. I'm tired. I did a whole lot of reading, man. My goodness. It's crazy. But shout out to the mods. Shout out to everybody in the clouds. Appreciate everybody rocking with the platform. If you like my work and you would like to donate and be a sponsor of the show, you can do so via Cash App, $ Ringo TV Raw. With your support, I'm able to do what I'm doing right now. This is how we do it, man. This is what pay the bills. This is what keep the lights on. We provide the best content on YouTube, hands down. There is no other Ringo TV Reactions. That being said, we're gonna get up on out of here. Yeah. Ringo TV Reactions, bringing you and yours the best content on YouTube Ringo TV Reactions. Make sure you subscribe today to Ringo TV Reactions, bringing you the best content on YouTube, the best reactionary videos, commentary, and criticism, only on Ringo TV Reactions. Subscribe today.
Late in the night, right in the dark.
Yeah!
Searching for your love. Late in
We
the
out, fam. Catch you in the next stream. Ringo TV Reactions. We out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.